everybody, my name is Citrus, and earlier this month was my 18th birthday, and today is Sonic's 30th birthday. And as you can imagine, I've been pretty excited about both of these events, both being a Sonic fan and being able to legally own a Costco card.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's kind of been my thing for a very long time to be known as the Sonic Kid. I certainly don't try and hide it. I mean, pretty much most people who meet me and really get to know me will very quickly find out about my love of the series. But these last few years, I've received one question from friends and family more so than ever before, and that is, why do I like Sonic? And it's a very valid question. I mean, most people tend to grow out of stuff like this, get into more mature hobbies, like filing taxes and depression. So what about Sonic is so appealing that it's made me stick around for 18 years. And honestly, I'm just as confused as everyone else. Looking at it with no bias, Sonic is an average series with a long and shaky history. I could cop out and say that it's nostalgia that's keeping me around, but that's just not true. Nostalgia is why I like watching reruns of Yu-Gi-Oh! It is not why I keep up with all the latest rumors, draw fan art, made my whole intro based around Sonic 1's title screen, and make videos like this. There's more to it than that, and I'm here to explain. Partially as a final response to the people who have continued to ask me this question over the years, but also for myself. Sonic has been a big part of my life since, well, forever. I've never really had to question it, and those around me who have grown up with me haven't either. But I'm ready to get psychoanalytical and figure out, why do I like Sonic? The obvious place to start would be my introduction to Sonic, except I don't know exactly when that was. Even if I go as far back as I remember, I'm sure there's an even earlier introduction that I don't remember. Hell, I bet I was a fan before I could even say the name Sonic. However, my earliest memory of Sonic was on the GameCube. I think it was either Sonic Adventure 2 Battle or Sonic Riders. I'm not sure which one came first. Not that it really matters, because it was the combination of these games that cemented Sonic in my mind. You see, like most younger brothers, I didn't actually spend a lot of time playing these games. Most of the time, I was watching my older brothers play them, which automatically made these games way cooler in my mind. If you're an older sibling, you probably saw this growing up, but younger siblings tend to think whatever their older sibling does is really cool. For me, my brothers really liked Yu-Gi-Oh! And Kingdom Hearts, and of course, Sonic. So I thought all of that stuff was cool too. Unlike those other series though, Sonic had something very special. And that was, well, Sonic. While the series was elevated in my mind by what I call the Big Brother effect, it rose above those other series for me because Sonic himself was also sort of a Big Brother character. Kids like having role models. They want someone to look up to in their media, and game companies know this. For example, in the first level of Mega Man X, the player gets wrecked by this giant robot and is about to die until Zero shows up and takes it out in one hit and tells the player to become strong, like him. I'm sure many kids who grew up with this game thought of Zero as a role model. He's super cool, strong, and friendly to the player. It creates a motivation for the player to get better at the game, to become like Zero. There's just one difference between Mega Man X and Sonic, however. In Mega Man, you play as X, and are striving to become like Zero. But in Sonic, you are Sonic. You get to be that cool role model. You get to do all the stuff that he does, and it's great, and by God, he is cool. Sure, a charismatic and rebellious main character isn't the most original thing in the world, but Sonic does it so well. Sonic Adventure 2, for example. The opening cutscene is Sonic breaking out of a police helicopter, saying a witty one-liner, and then using a piece of the helicopter to skate down San Francisco. Is that not the dopest thing you've ever seen? It's this extreme characterization of Sonic that made him stick out for me as a kid. No other main character in a platformer had this much personality. You look at Mario or Banjo and it's like, sure, they look like pleasant fellas, but then you look at Sonic and it's like, whoa, he looks kinda cocky and cool. He's doing these absurd poses that look awesome, and then you tell me he can go Super Saiyan? This isn't even getting into the other characters like Amy, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, all of whom have buckets more personality than most of the other platforming characters of the time. And speaking of differences between platformers, to understand the philosophy of the series, we need to go back to Sonic's creation. Sega needed a mascot to compete with Nintendo's Mario. They had Alex Kidd, but that wasn't selling. They needed something new. A design contest here, a few sketches here and there, and boom, they created Sonic, the anti-Mario. Sonic was made to be everything that Mario wasn't. Mario was kinda slow, so they made Sonic fast. Mario was nice and family-friendly, so they made Sonic cool and rebellious. It was incredibly smart. While everyone else tried copying Mario's success, Sega saw their weaknesses and did something completely different, and it worked out. While it's hard for some people to imagine nowadays, there was a time where Sonic was the king of platformers, not Mario. Well, at least arguably. There was certainly more of a debate to be had there rather than now. Anyways, it's these differences that make me love the series. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy a cheeky Mario game every now and then, but I will always prefer Sonic because of how different it is. I love that they focus on story, I love that the characters are so full of personality, and I love how bold these games were. Think about this. Their first big venture into 3D, and they had a huge plot with multiple storylines, voice cutscenes, multiple playable characters with their own movesets, minigames. That was all incredibly bold. And it's that boldness that has continued with all of the future titles. And while it may not always work out, I respect the hell out of them for trying to do something different. And honestly, the fact things don't always work out is kind of a reason I love this franchise. Call it what you will. Bias, nostalgia, Stockholm Syndrome, but the fact that Sonic is so unpredictable is part of what makes being a Sonic fan so exciting. With Mario, you pretty much know that every one of his games will fit a certain mold. Bright, colorful platforming that is generally pretty good. Even with the sports games or party games, they're all up to a certain level of quality, but they're also up to a certain level of typical. You know exactly what you're getting into when you pick up a new Mario game, and while the bigger titles might come in different flavors like tropical or space, it's never so out there that it makes you go, what the fuck? And that is what's fun about Sonic, the what the fuck factor. Sonic rarely sticks with the same formula. It's always trying weird new stuff, some of which doesn't always work out. For every great mechanic, there is a not so great one. For every well-written line, there is a terrible one. I know that isn't exactly a good image of Sonic, but it's what keeps this series exciting. If we only got boost games that were basically generations with a new coat of paint, sure, that would probably result in better Metacritic scores, but it would lose a lot of the charm about Sonic. There's a certain level of soul in Sonic games, and it's this weird, unexpected nature that keeps that soul alive, and that soul exists in many different forms. One of the best things about Sonic to me is how he exists in other forms. Games are obviously the bread and butter of the series, but there is plenty more beyond that. TV shows, comics, movies, cereal. Sonic has existed in so many forms over the years, and that's just something you don't see with too many other series. Now, of course, I love this stuff simply because it is more Sonic content to enjoy, especially the comics, which are aimed at hardcore fans. But it's more than just that. Many of these forms of media are there to introduce new people to the series, and thus create more fans of Sonic. Easy example. The recent movie, which introduced many people to the series, and as a result, many new fans. Obviously, it's important to have a constant stream of new fans from a business perspective. Most people will eventually fall off the series, so you need to keep on introducing new people to it. But I personally love these influxes of fans from different Sonic media because they tend to have very interesting perspectives on Sonic based on how they see him. It's these new angles that lead to really great stuff, whether that's fan games, fan art, or just new ideas being thrown into the community that gets everyone talking. These fresh ideas are what keep the community alive and thriving, and balances out all the old heads who still think that 3D Sonic was a mistake. I know some of you still probably won't quite understand why I like Sonic, and it's understandable. On the outside looking in, it doesn't seem like a particularly great series, but even if you don't, I hope that everyone watching this video can find something that means as much to them as Sonic does to me. Something that you love so much that you'll research its history, make content about it, just get excited for it in general. It's a wonderful thing. And to those of you who have maybe gotten interested in the series through this video, I highly encourage you to go check it out. The 2D trilogy are all-time classics. Generations and Colors are great entry points for new fans. Adventure 1 and 2 are some of the best of the series. But the best advice I can give to anyone looking to get into Sonic is to just start with what interests you the most. Maybe you're curious about the system from Heroes, where you control 3 characters at once, or the beat-em-up Werehog stages from Unleashed, or the movie, or the anime. Or maybe you just want to hear them say swear words.
Where's that damn 4th Chaos Emerald?
Whatever the case is, I'd say go for it. After all, I think Sonic says it the best. Don't just sit there and waste your precious time. When you want to do something, do it right away. Do it when you can. It's the only way to live a life without regrets. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all later. Peace.